Hi, welcome to Leisrealtalk class. Have you ever heard of brand new buildings collapsing in just 16 seconds? Well, that's exactly what happened. And today we're going to dive into one of the most shocking stories that came out of Bangkok, Thailand. On March 30th, 2025, Bangkok police received a report. Eyewitnesses said they saw four men acting suspiciously, sneaking in through the back door of a collapsed building that had already been sealed off. Not only that, they were seen carrying something out. Officers were immediately dispatched to the scene. Just a few hours later, authorities announced that they had arrested four Chinese nationals. As soon as the news broke, Thai media jumped on it because the building in question wasn't just any structure. It was the only high-rise in Bangkok that had collapsed during the Myanmar earthquake just 2 days earlier. On March 28th, a massive earthquake struck Myanmar. It measured 8.2 on the Richter scale, making it a highly destructive quake. The tremors were felt more than 1,000 kilometers away in Bangkok. High-rise buildings swayed, causing rooftop swimming pools to overflow like waterfalls. But other than some cracked windows and broken glass, buildings in Bangkok came through just fine. Even old and abandoned structures remained intact. Even the Sathorn Unique Tower, a 170-meter tall building that had been abandoned for over 30 years, was still standing tall. But there was one exception. A brand new high-rise in northern Bangkok completely crumbled into rubble during the quake. The building was located in the busy district right next to Bangkok's Central Railway Station and the famous weekend market. It belonged to Thailand's Office of the Auditor General. The building was 33 stories tall, reaching 137 meters. In fact, the building had topped out a year ago, which meant the main structure, the foundation, frame, and load-bearing walls were all complete. But when the earthquake hit, the building started swaying violently, and within just 16 seconds, it collapsed. And it was the only building in all of Bangkok that went down. Even worse, the collapse happened during work hours. Over 100 construction workers were trapped. During those brief 16 seconds, most of them had no chance to escape. The tragedy left 46 people dead, 9 injured, and more than 50 missing. This tragic collapse quickly became national and even global news. Everyone was asking, why did this structure collapse while all others remained standing? Who built this building? Thai media quickly began digging into the background of the building, commissioned by the Office of the Auditor General. It turns out the Thai government approved the budget for the building between 2007 and 2013. Then in 2020, 7 companies entered the bidding process to win the construction contract. The company that won had the lowest bid of about $64 million. It was a firm called ITD Craig, a joint venture between a Thai and a Chinese company. ITD is a well-established local Thai contractor. Craig is the Thai subsidiary of China Railway Engineering Corporation, one of China's largest SOEs. In Thailand, it worked on several high-profile projects, including a section of the China-Thailand Railway and the new terminal at Leisrealtalk Airport. ITD was mainly responsible for managing the project and communicating with the Thai government, while Craig was in charge of the construction work. Once this background came out in the press, people were stunned. Wait a minute, this building was built by a Chinese company. And honestly, many Thai people were shocked that a building could collapse just like that. Being a society deeply rooted in Buddhist belief of karma and divine justice, people couldn't believe that anyone would be so reckless. Public backlash erupted almost immediately. Craig quickly issued a statement denying responsibility. They said the building materials and construction met all industry standards. In other words, the collapse has nothing to do with us. But at the same time, Craig quietly deleted a post from its social media accounts from April 2024 when they proudly celebrated the building's topping out milestone, complete with smiling engineers and ceremonial ribbons. That didn't go unnoticed. Meanwhile, the Chinese embassy in Thailand also stepped in, saying that Craig was fully cooperating with Thai authorities and firmly opposed slander or smear campaigns against Chinese companies. China and Thailand have had close ties for decades. Thailand is seen as one of China's most important partners in Southeast Asia. Under the Belt and Road Initiative, China invested over $50 billion in Thailand in the past 10 years. China is also Thailand's biggest foreign investor. Before COVID, Chinese travelers made up 28% of all foreign tourists in Thailand. Although that number dropped during the pandemic, it rebounded to 15 to 18% by 2024 and 2025. The Thai government has always been careful to maintain good relations with Beijing. After Craig and the Chinese embassy made their statements, pro-China voices in Thai media started speaking up too, saying things like, "Friends don't sabotage friends. Instead of blaming the contractor, let's focus on finding the real cause." So, in a way, Craig's first round of PR damage control worked. 3 days after the earthquake, the Thai Association of Structural Engineers told the press the collapse was likely caused by unstable foundations and a design that failed to account for Bangkok's unique soil conditions. Thailand's largest river, the Chao Phraya River, flows from the mountains in the north across the Central Plains and eventually empties into the Gulf of Thailand, just south of Bangkok. This river is the lifeline of the country and often referred to as the mother of Thai rivers. Over the centuries, the river's sediment created a massive alluvial plain in the south, known as the Chao Phraya Delta, and Bangkok sits right at the heart of it. Alluvial plains have a very specific type of soil. The top 15 to 20 meters of ground is made of soft, clay-like sediment. And here's the catch. Soft soil amplifies earthquake waves, especially the low-frequency waves that travel long distances, like the ones that came from over 1,000 kilometers away in Myanmar. Studies show that in areas like Bangkok, these waves can be magnified 3 to 4 times by the soil. That's why buildings here need extra seismic design measures more than in other cities with firm ground. After this fact became public, journalists began digging into the design team behind the collapsed building. It turns out the building was designed by a joint team, foreign architects from Singapore and a local Thai firm, Meinhardt. Both are well known in Thailand, with solid experience in designing high-rises and familiarity with Bangkok's unique geology. If these firms had designed other tall buildings in Bangkok that held up just fine during the earthquake, why did this one collapse? Something just doesn't add up. As media coverage intensified, eyewitness interviews and videos started surfacing. Several eyewitnesses described the collapse this way. When the earthquake hit, the middle of the building started shaking violently. Then, in an instant, the whole thing caved in and crashed straight down. A few days later, Thailand's Ministry of Industry and related agencies released a preliminary investigation report. Their conclusion? The shaking caused several structural columns to snap first, which then triggered what's known as a progressive collapse. If the problem wasn't that designers had underestimated the soil risk, could there have been a flaw in the building's weight-bearing structure itself? The building used a modern mix of two common design methods. One focused on a strong central core, and the other added support around the edges. At the center was a reinforced concrete core, Acting like the building's spine, it handles most of the vertical load and lateral forces such as strong wind and seismic activity. The floors were built without heavy beams, just flat slabs resting on columns. This created more open space inside, but also put more pressure on those columns. Around the outer edges, a grid of beams, columns, and solid walls provided extra strength, helping the building absorb side weight forces. This hybrid design is common in tall buildings worldwide. The famous Taipei 101 building was constructed using this kind of design. Taipei 101 stands 508 meters tall, including its spire. Since its completion in 2004, Taipei 101 has endured multiple earthquakes over magnitude 6, including a 7.4 magnitude quake near Hualien in 2024, which caused significant shaking in Taipei. It was the strongest quake in Taiwan in 25 years. Many buildings were damaged, but Taipei 101 stood firm, even after swaying for almost a minute. The takeaway? This hybrid design has stood the test of time in cities more disaster-prone than Bangkok, but it only works if all parts are built to standard, especially the core and the columns, which carry most of the weight. Naturally, that led investigators to look closely at the construction of the building. 3 days after the collapse, the Thai Industrial Standards Institute, or TC, collected 28 samples of rebar and some concrete from the site for testing. And what they found was shocking. Some of the rebar failed quality standards. It was too weak and lacked the proper strength and flexibility needed to handle seismic stress. When the March 28th earthquake hit Myanmar, Bangkok's soft soil amplified the vibration by 3 to 4 times, making it feel more like a magnitude 5 to 5.5 earthquake in the city itself, even though Bangkok is 1,000 kilometers away. Now remember, this building's floor slabs relied directly on vertical columns for support, but if the rebar inside those columns were defective, the columns couldn't take the stress. They were the first to snap, and when they did, the entire structure came crashing down. The 28 steel samples tested by Thai authorities came from 3 different suppliers: Xinke Steel, a fully Chinese-owned company; TY Steel, a Thai-Chinese joint venture; Tata Steel, a major Indian multinational company. Most of the rebar came from Xinke, and critically, all of the failed samples came from Xinke, the Chinese-owned company. Yes, you heard that right. All of the failed samples came from the fully owned Chinese company, Xinke. And this wasn't the first time Xinke had been flagged. Earlier in 2025, over 2,400 tons of substandard steel had already been seized by Thai authorities. But the investigation wasn't over. Thai authorities said they still needed to test the concrete, cement, and all other building materials used in the tower. Meanwhile, Thailand's anti-corruption units, ACT and DSI, are also busy investigating. Thailand has 2 major agencies tackling this case. Under immense public pressure, both groups are now investigating 3 key issues. Was the Chinese SOEs low bid contract awarded legally? What's the relationship between Xinke Steel and Craig? How did the defective steel pass internal quality checks by the construction team? Was there bribery or misconduct involved? The investigations may involve other Thai agencies, including the Anti-Money Laundering Office, the Economic Crime Suppression Division, and the Ministry of Commerce. So far, the authorities haven't released the specifics, but have hinted that there is clear evidence of irregularities in both the bidding process and material procurement. Remember the 4 Chinese men caught sneaking into the ruins, whom I mentioned in the beginning? Well, according to investigators, they removed 32 documents related to the project, including contracts, subcontractor records, and electrical system blueprints. This strongly suggests that there might have been an intent to cover things up. Thai media didn't hold back. They dug up more on the Chinese contractor. There have been labor disputes between Craig and workers. In 2018, Craig allegedly withheld wages from 35 Burmese workers at a Thai construction site. The workers were deported before anyone could confirm they had been paid. As public anger grew, the Thai Prime Minister ordered a full review of all 13 active projects involving Craig in Thailand. The local contractor in the project, ITD, was also caught in the firestorm. Its reputation took a hit, and the company's stock plunged 27%. As of April 19, Thai authorities also arrested Zhang Chuanling, the general manager of Craig's Thai subsidiary, for bid rigging and illegal contracting. If the final investigation finds Craig's at fault, they will have to refund the $28.5 million already paid by the Thai government, pay tens of millions more in rescue costs and reconstruction, and also compensate the families of victims. The collapse of the National Audit Office building in Bangkok is a serious blow to China's Belt and Road ambitions. Countries and cities that have used Chinese contractors to build their infrastructure and buildings, in my opinion, should all be concerned with the quality of these Chinese projects. To minimize its reputational damage, Beijing will certainly give the Thai government a lot of pressure to force them to bury the investigation. Will the Thai government withstand the pressure? Or will it quietly sweep things under the rug? Only time will tell. That's all for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.